Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I will be making kind of like a Zen oasis area on my island. I saw the idea on Pinterest and thought I already have this random bottom corner of my island that looks really similar to this idea, so you know what, we'll do it. It looks nice. It's leveling up the space kind of. The only thing that I really hated about clearing out this area is that I had so many flowers and so many trees. I had to dump them elsewhere on my island, and it kind of made me think, like, hear me out if you think this is a good idea. But let's just say they brought Leaf in. Leaf had a permanent store, and at Leaf's little store, he sold not only like flowers, the trees, and the bushes and all of that, but he also had a storage facility so you can store your trees and bushes and flowers and like stuff you can't put in your regular storage at home. And then you could also use this area to create like hybrid flowers, you know what I mean? Because like I don't want to throw out all these flowers or sell them or whatever. I want them. Just don't have any space. And I think that could really, you know what? It could really help out. It'd be a really good idea. And if you were interested in using the same pattern that I used for the brick here, I know I have it listed in my updated island tour, so I'll put a card up here. But back to the whole, oasis, zen, calm vibes. You know what, I thought this would be very on brand for what I need right now, because I don't know about you, but the last few months of 2020 have been an absolute wreck for me. First, a few months ago, my mom wrecked the side of my car. I talked about another video, so I will put it here if you guys are interested, but update on that, my car is completely fine. After my mom got the first quote for $2,500, she talked to the insurance company said go to a different place. Long story short, they ended up this new place that the insurance company recommended ended up charging $5,000, so double the original quoted price from another place. And I'd be lying if I said it probably wasn't because they knew we had insurance, but regardless, insurance paid for it. There's a small deductible, everything's fine, we're good. Then I had the whole driving test thing, which again I talked about in another video, so if you're interested, I'll put another card up here to talk about how that went. I passed and everything, but it was just the whole process that was not the best. And then, last but not least, the piece de resistance. Last week I was hospitalized because my heart wanted to take a break every once in a while and just stop working. I talk about that in another video, so I will include another card up here if you guys are interested. And feel free to comment down below about some of the worst experiences you had during this year. But you know what, back to my hospital experience. Like, I don't know, that was probably the most stressful thing that's happened to me this month. And I just remember not being able to sleep. Like, all I wanted was something calm, something relaxing, just not this stressful hospital environment. I didn't sleep the whole time I was hospitalized, and it got to the point where my mom was like, hey, maybe we should ask for them to sedate you so you can get some sleep. How would you like a little Ativan? And I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I need to keep my wits about me while I am in this hospital. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about dementia patients, but that was predominantly the type of cases that were in the ward that I was in. And oh my god, I don't know what it is about dementia, but these people just want to wander the earth. They just feel the need to wander. And they can't understand that it's a pandemic. They have to stay in their room, that they're in a hospital, and for their safety and everyone's safety, they need to stay put. Understandable, I get it. But at the same time, I was horrified that someone was going to wander into my room while I was either asleep or I went to the bathroom and, take my things. And I can't, keep an eye on myself or my things if I am in an Ativan-induced coma. So, my biggest fear was also having my shoes taken. Now, you might think this is ridiculous. Why would you fear about shoes? I had a fear that while I was sleeping, that someone would walk past me in my little room and take the little shoes, just cop my little Nikes off my little feet. And the reason for this fear is that my mom was actually prescribed a medication. She wanted to come off the medication. And in order for her to do so, she actually, her and a few other people, because they had to wait for a few people that wanted to come off this particular medication, had to be supervised at CAMH. And for those of you who don't know, even though this was like a medication prescribed for pain, it was still, the CAMH was the facility that would monitor you, not a regular hospital. For those of you who don't know, CAMH means the Center of Addiction and Mental Health. They are a facility that basically looks after people with varying mental health conditions, as well as addictions that tend to go hand in hand. And while my mother was hospitalized at this facility, she went to go make a room change, and while she was in the middle of her room change, someone walked into her room and stole her little Skechers. And by little Skechers, I want to say my mom has giant boat feet, and she's about 8 to 9 men's, put things in perspective. But someone stole her Skechers the second day that she was hospitalized, and she ended up having to wear her slippers for the duration of her stay. And you know what, this one-off incident, lives rent-free in the back of my mind, because you can only imagine me being absolutely shoeless in this hospital during a pandemic. And to put things into perspective as well, I remember one time I had to go for a test at an imaging clinic, and I went to go put my bag on the floor, and immediately before I even put the bag, just like a couple inches from the floor, the technician immediately goes, "Stop! Don't put anything on the floor." I can tell you that from experience, do not put anything on the floor of any type of medical facility. And I was like, why? And she was like, just don't do it. So I think what she was alluding to is that it's an absolute cesspool in these facilities, and they are not cleaned often. And I can tell you that during my stay at the hospital, my floors were not clean. The general hallway was, but not the rooms themselves. So that my biggest fear was having to walk around sock-footed through the absolute cesspool that is the hospital. And to even dive in further to my weird phobia of putting my feet or having any part of my body or my things come in contact with absolute cesspools, my aunt once said wearing bowling shoes, like the rented bowling shoes that you get from bowling alleys, is the equivalent of wearing get this, hobo's underwear. To this day, that has stuck with me to the point where I own my own bowling shoes. I don't even go bowling that often, but god damn it do I own the shoes, because I refuse to put my feet in hobo underwear bowling shoes. My aunt had a big fear of it too, to the point where she would wear the plastic grocery bags over her feet and go bowling. And it's funny because my aunt was like goth punk. She had a Chelsea haircut, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that's where you basically shave the entirety of your head and you just have bangs. Imagine this hard chick bowling with her goth homies, and she has grocery bags on her feet because she's afraid of her feet coming in contact with the bowling shoes. But it's really funny because the bowling shoes actually can kind of intimidate people. Now, get this. One time, I had a staff Christmas party at a bowling alley. It's funny because it all came about because my one coworker offhandedly mentioned, hey, let's have the Christmas party at a bowling alley this year. And our administrator hopped on the idea. She was so into it. She picked out the prizes and everything for those who were going to win, and I, to this day, believe that she rode this opportunity because both her and her husband, who was her +1 to this Christmas party, are both league bowlers, and therefore she would have a fantastic opportunity, a fantastic probability of winning. Boy, let me tell you, when I pulled up to this facility to do my little dinner and bowling with my coworkers, This woman looked at me and she said, "Oh, Krista, we got bowling shoes, eh? So do you bowl for a league or anything? Do you bowl competitively?" And you can tell that this woman was in fear that I was coming for the prize that she obviously picked out for herself and her husband, because she thought damn well that I was a professional bowler. And I didn't know how to tell her that, no, I don't bowl at all. Maybe casually once in a while when I'm forced to. But I'm just horrified of bowling shoes because they're just so freaking gross. They're just so gross. They're equivalent of wearing a hobo's underwear. And that's why I own my own pair of bowling shoes. But I was just kind of like, no, and I just left it at that. I don't have time to explain myself to this woman like she freaking cares. But does anyone else have weird like hygiene phobias like that? Like they can't come in contact with things, or even food textures, like just something like you can't stand the feel of something, you can't stand the thought of something. Like if you do, comment down below. Reassure me that I'm not the only one who has like a weird thing going on about them. I can't be the only one. And I would also like to take the last minute or so of this video to thank everyone for watching, commenting, and subscribing to my content. I recently gained a few more subscribers, so if you haven't already, please subscribe. And also, one of my videos finally made it to 100 views. My first video of my Animal Crossing content to finally make it to 100 views. I say Animal Crossing content because I actually had this channel previously for Pokemon content, and those videos had like hundreds of views. But you know what? This is my second win on this channel. And you know what? I'm very thankful. Especially my last video where I talked about my hospital stay and my health conditions. Someone actually commented, took the time to comment, and you know what? That made my day, you know? I really like having people engage with what I have to say and take the time to make little heartfelt comments. And it's even better when it's not like a porn bot, you know? It's an actual person there making actual comments that I can actually respond to. So thank you guys so much. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys liked the tutorial. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.